Hi, and welcome to another video on how to use Rating Central for Australian directors. My name is Cameron Chan, and I'm one of the coordinators who looks after Rating Central in Australia. In today's episode, we're going to look at how we can upload pennant results or fixtures from using the current RevSport system for table tennis clubs. Specifically, RevSport does not yet have the capability to upload, and you need to use a separate program such as Cantor, like we have discussed in previous videos, to enter results. Or we can use another software called RCPennantSubmitter, or RCPS for short, to extract these results and upload to Rating Central. So you only have to input the results once into RevSport and then submit them through RCPS or any other software that you may be using. Okay, so specifically in today's contents is we're going to show you how to download RCPS, set it up so that you only need to use it for the extraction purposes, and then do a mock submission. As always, you can contact me on this email or my colleague Jared on that email, and those details are also provided in the description box below. So first of all, we need to download RCPS. How do we do that? Well, why don't we go to the internet? Go to the internet, and we can, and I have already saved here. You put in this link, gmcttsoftware.com. Takes you to now, once we're at this webpage, we go to downloads here. And then depending on your operating device, you click on the top one for Windows or the bottom one for Apple. I use Windows, so I'm going to click on the top one. And then this should start a download here. And so we just wait for download. Here's one I prepared earlier. So we click on this one, right? It'll pop up. It's all in a zip folder, so we need to extract it, right? So here it pops up, and then we just extract. All right, just about done. All right, good. So this is currently in my downloads here, right? So you just need to remember where you put it. Double click and see this executional. You open that up. Yep, because it doesn't do this because it's a proprietary application. So just click on that and then run any write, and it'll only do that for the first time. I'm going to minimize all these screens so it's easier for us to do. Okay. All right. So one of the things you need to first do is to set up this RC pennant data folder path, because it's currently set to the original. So to do that, you need to click on this one, right? And then go back to where you remember where you put that in. So so it was in my downloads, click on this one, and then that one, and then you need to click on RC pennant data, right? Select folder, and then it'll update, reload. Okay, and then that should all filter through now, right? Now, as we do with every software that we use for Rating Central, we have to import the rating list and club list, but this requires a connection to Rating Central, which is via your director ID and password. So I'm putting this one in as my training one. And if you don't want to show your password, you just click on this one. So that will hide it. So let me pause it for a minute. So I put it all in. Now, If you want to, now another thing that we need to do is you need to put in the email address that your account is associated with. So this will serve us well for later on. You don't need to do anything else, right? Leave it as Australia, put in your state, preferably one of these, right? Don't worry about those. And then we're going to save these, and you can do 6 different profiles if you like, but now we're ready to import. So we can click on import. So it's downloading all the necessary lists, club lists required. Usually takes a minute or so. Furthermore, as we can see, this program has multiple different functions, but I'm only going to show you the functions that you need to know. Anything else will potentially confuse. Okay. If your ID was incorrect, this function would not work at all. Okay. So because we are using RCPS for RevSport extraction, we need to enable that function. How do we do that? Click on extraction and show RevSport tools. All right, and this comes up here. Right, so the first thing once we get to this page is that we need to put in the club that we want. So I'm going to be working with TDV. So here we'll go to the Table Tennis Victoria website. All right, copy that and paste it in. Now, you just want it simply as this part here. We don't want this last part, right? This is an important step, okay? So we will add this in, and then when you click on that, all the current seasons will pop up, right? So, and then if you click on it, you can drill in down even further, and then you can see all the results that have been put up for that season, grade, and the round. All right. So, and also it's useful to keep this one checked, and I'll tell you why later. Okay. So this RevSport setting is all set up, which is good. Now, what else we need to do is that we need to be able to put these results into Rating Central. So how do we do that? Well, we have to go to RC event report, right? We go to the event. Okay, so we can see here that it's got an event date, it's got a password, and make sure all of these are correct. What is often useful to do is you can do this a variety of different ways. You can set up a number of event folders for the whole entire season, or you can do it one by one. We'll do both approaches. Okay. So let's say my season started on the 2nd of March. Okay, I will click on the 2nd of March. Okay. This is my event province is Victoria. My event country is Australia, or I can just click on the setup. My event sport is table tennis, which will pop up here. And my club IT is table tennis Victoria here. All right. Unrated mean and standard deviation, you should refer to the Table Tennis Australia Rating Central guidelines on how to set these. For the moment, for the veterans, I'm probably going to set it as 1,150, which is the second band, right? And then I can use this event builder here to figure out the name, or I can make adjustments here. So I might say 2022 TTV Central Veterans League. Might do season 1. There's no grade. round and say round 1, and we can see it's been built in here. All right. And now we can create an event, right? And we can see it has taken me to auto match data, right here. Or what we can do is create a series of events. So if we wanted to create an event series, right, we have everything set up here like before. We would click create event series. Let's just do, you can set it up for rounds or finals. Let's do rounds and finals. We want to start at round 1. We want to finish at round 10. And then let's say we've got semi-final and grand final. Generally, everyone plays one, generally pennants are weekly, so we have the same 7 days, and then it'll create all these ones here. So when it comes to updating, you just click on the one you want to update and click update event. Okay. So we're dealing with round 1, update the event, uncheck this box. This is important, all right, because we're not going to have the RC Rating Central's ID before the name. Now we're going to go back to our RevSport tools, right? We'll click on the club, the season, the grade. And because we're going to say we're going to deal with round 1, make sure that this auto add to event match data is checked. And then for simplicity, just click on that one. And then all of this will pop up. Okay. That does it pretty well for us. Because when we go back to RC event report, all of the details are here, which is exactly what we want. All right. Now this is not in the form of that Rating Central accept as per their API. How can we change this into Rating Central format? We're going to click on this button here, filter and convert for Rating Central. And then it does this pretty little formula here and condenses everything. Sounds pretty good. Now what we want to do is that we want to click create event report, and then we get this event report here, right? If you have new players, let's say our friend here, David Kumar, is actually a new player, right? So let's go back here and have a look. All right, so David Kumar is a new player. We're going to have to update some details here. So generally with new players, so now it's in blue. Generally, you'll see new players in blue, right? So what we're going to do is that we need to give him an unrated mean and unrated standard deviation, or you can just give him the event, which we said previously was 1,150. Okay, that's generally a pretty good estimation. You can fill in all the other details here and the whatnot, and etc. Make sure you click the Save Editing to Event Report, because now this creates a new player for David Kumar. But we don't want that. And let's say we see this player, but really in Rating Central it's just rated differently. So what we'll do in this case, if we know that there's a player already in Rating Central, but the system just hasn't picked it up, click on this checkbox called Find Surname in Rating Central. Click on that one. We see there's one for David Kumar. We'll just double click on him, and then it'll completely override all the information that we had. Okay, and just need to make sure that that is there. Okay, and then we can see here it's back to normal. All right, so we can click there, and then we can see, oh yeah, it's not a new player. It's all fine and good. So after checking all the players and making sure that they're all the players we want, we can go to Event Report. Make sure you save your event report, and then you might want to check for errors. No errors are found. And then it's important to remember that when we came back to our very beginning is that we had this email here. This allows us to go to Event Report here and click on Web Post Event Report, and then this will automatically send the results to Rating Central. So, but I'm not going to do that because I've already submitted this event. So as we can see, what we've done is that we've created this event in an event series. We managed to change it back into event match data, players in event, and make sure that all the players are as we want. And then it creates the event report, which we can then send to Rating Central. Okay. So what did we cover today? We're looking at uploading pennant results for RevSport, and this requires you to ensure that you organize your RevSport data correctly. Right? The purpose of these videos is not to do that. You'll have to talk to Claire Montgomery for the info@tabletoonsvictoria.org.au, since she looks after RevSport in Australia. So we looked at how to download RCPS, and then we set up RCPS, and this setup only needs to occur once. So this front page here, provided you've done it correctly, it'll all be fine, right? And then we looked at submitting via RCPS from RevSport. So setting up the extraction tools here, and then we looked at how we can bring up the relevant round into your RC event report, provided that you have done it correctly, okay? And also we had another chat on the importance of the TDA Rating Central guidelines and using those to set up your unrated mean standard deviation. So that's 800, 150, 1,150, 1,200, 200, 1,400, 200, 1,600, 200, 1,800, 200, 200, 200, 250, etc., etc. Document has been explained in a previous video. All right, and then once that's been submitted, this will turn blue, and then you just need to refer to the following ones, all right? And you'll also have your semi-final and grand final at the bottom. All right, so this was a quick video on how to use Rating Central for using RCPS for RevSport submissions. I hope this has been helpful. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or Jared on the below, and we will try to respond as quickly as we can. Okay? All right. Thank you.